Hey, I want to tell you that for me, before, like, let's say 4 or 5 months ago, I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be a pop star. Um, and I had made no visible progress of that online, barely any energetically, hardly any in my life. I did learn piano when I was 5 or 6 years old and like practice piano, but that had nothing to do with putting out music or releasing music. And now I pretty much can make music without using any of those skills that I learned in piano lessons. Um, by writing the songs that come into my head when I'm having a good day, just making a voice memo, writing them down, and then sending them to a collaborator who produces the instrumentals, and then publishing that online. And my creation process on that is totally fun for me. There's no part of that that feels like hard work or effort for me. But this video is about why you should do that too, or how you can get started with that in a sense, and mostly why you should believe in yourself. Because when it's really satisfying for me to have the music out that I have now, and it just gets better and better, and I'm loving myself more every day with having music out. But like, I wanted to do this for years. Like, I wanted to have music out for years, um, and be a pop star and a dancer, and all that and more is still coming. Like, I'm at the beginning phases of this in so many ways. But as far as going after what you truly desire, if you actually want to be in music or have an album, or yeah, that it is so easy. And maybe the hardest part was believing myself. So I guess this video is to kind of address the hardest part for you, which may be believing in yourself. If you knew that you could have an album out in a month or a week and it could be easy, like you could have your first song out at the end of, a week, if you chose to act right away. Or have your first album out maybe in a month or in a year, either one of those timelines, be slower or fast. You could. And right now you can work with me. I can handhold you through the entire process, literally, to either go and publish your entire first album, and or just make your first song, just to get an experience of feeling what it's like to have music out at all. And the price point for that is relatively low. For $100, I can show you exactly what to do, and also like hop on a call with you and write your first song with you, or give you the space and instructions to do it yourself if you rather like have a more isolated journey with it, where you're like supported but like you do it on your own time. I can also like interact with you over Messenger, or show you the step by step of what to do. But I think just like believing that you can is really important, and like seeing the vision that you want to have and realizing that like you can do this. But even if you barely believe it, like you could also just write a song. We can put it out there, and then you can have a song out and that you really like it, and that can build up your courage and confidence over time. I already have helped one person through this process, and she has music out now, and I know that she's getting more confident every week, performing her own song at karaoke gigs and things like that, as well as I am. It's someone I know in person, so like we've been doing it together. And I know I'm capable, and I want to help more people through this. So if you want to be a musician, if you want to get started with that process, send me an email. I'll put my email in the chat, in the comments, or actually in the description of this video. And yeah, either email me or comment if you're interested. And I'll do my best to get in contact with you about how we can get started. But I don't know. I feel like that's probably enough for this video to say. But I believe in you, and I believe you can become a musician, and I always have, and I always will, and I hope you do the same for you. Um, Especially if you're not gonna work with me one on one, I want you just to like meditate on the fact that like you desire to be a singer if you do, or how, if you want to have a song out that is possible for you, and find your own way to do it. And I think that people make this way harder than it is, or like they've taught each other that it's harder than it is, but it's actually pretty easy relatively compared to how hard other things can be. And it can be a very easy process, especially if you're following your intuition and let it unfold naturally for you. And also, if you are a musician, or if this inspired you in any way and you end up making some music, please reach out to me anyway and just say, hey, Daniel, like I watched your video and then I realized like I could put out music, and then I did. And just share your music with me so I can celebrate that with you. Maybe I can shout you out too. Get you some more clout. And actually, I do reaction videos to YouTube. So songs. So if you put a song on YouTube, if it's got a music video or lyric video, or even if it's just the song, and you email that to me, I'd be happy to review that too. And maybe just so you can have someone look at your music, and maybe get some more comments on it that way too. Okay, thank you, and I hope you all have a blessed day. It's a very easy Monday for me, and I hope it is for you. And I hope that easy songwriting becomes more the norm in the future, and people can see themselves as a musician without having to go to school for 4 years for it, or 8 years, or have any particular confidence behind it. I feel like we could all strive to be more normal with creating and production, and maybe a topic for another time is like writing a book, because like I have a couple of books that I've written, and I have some published that have had some sales online and everything. And it's like becoming an author was a big process for me too, of like, hey, this is actually easy, and also challenging my self-belief. And also it surprised a lot of people. It's like when you create something, I think some people will be surprised, and you can get like some personal growth from just having something out there. And then you can iterate and do like another thing later. Like it doesn't have to define you. It's just a stepping stone for where you want to go next. And I appreciate you and your music, and I'm imagining your music right now, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm so glad that you chose to do this. So thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you in my inbox and my email. Thank you. Bye. This was Daniel Postma, music. Ciao.